4 a.m. in Buenos Aires, and I'm hurtling down the freeway in the backseat of this taxi cab, not exactly sure if the driver really understood me when I said, "Aeropuerto, por favor." This has the potential to end badly. Hey everyone, my name is Scott. I'm the founder and author of SANspotter.com, and apparently my Spanish is indeed legible enough to get me around strange cities safely in the wee morning hours. Yep, I made it to the airport with plenty of time to spare before my 5.5-hour flight up to Bogota on an Avianca A330, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm a little sleepy still, but otherwise good. Isn't all that interesting if I'm being honest. It's certainly nice, but very basic with limited views to the outside. Oh, and to the cashier of the Havana coffee shop located adjacent to Gate 5 who rang up my breakfast that morning, you are the meanest cashier I've ever met. Just saying. Really? I didn't even know that this Avianca livery even existed anymore. It's one of my favorites for sure, but unfortunately this was the best view of it I could get from inside the terminal. Oh well, I was still too flustered about my encounter with the meanest cashier lady on planet Earth 10 minutes ago to really care anyway. Just as it was for the boarding process of my LATAM flight from Santiago to Buenos Aires 2 days ago, exactly nobody rushed the gate until it was their turn to do so. And it was just so freaking awesome. Avianca A330-200 economy class is configured in a typical 242 layout. I had an aisle seat in the center section for today's flight up to Bogota, which, as you will soon see, was chosen for a very specific reason. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there not a better feeling in the world than knowing that you're just minutes away from flying thousands of miles away from the meanest person you've ever met? I've never been more ready to fly in my entire life. You're probably dying to know why I chose this particular seat. Well, to be honest, at this point, I still wasn't sure if I made the right choice. Just a few more minutes to go and I'll know for sure. Boom! There it is. FYI, as a solo traveler, choosing an aisle seat in the center section of a wide body is always one of the best ways to end up with an empty seat next to you.
Hope you see what I can see, 'cause I don't need the mystery. I hope you see what I can see, 'cause I don't need the mystery.
I may not have any wing footage of this flight to show you, but I can promise you that I'm feeling like a king here in seat 12D all by my lonesome self. Oh, and as soon as I can figure out how to untangle these headphones, we'll have a brief look at the entertainment system. I wonder how she got a job as a cashier, anyway. By the way, if you're more excited about my shirt than the people over there by the window are, I recommend heading over to 08left.com and getting one of your own. I guess the nice thing about suffering through one traumatic breakfast experience so far this morning meant that I was pretty much ready for anything at this point. Clumpy eggs? Overcooked potatoes? Grumpy flight attendants? Bring it! Should I be worried that I've never once heard anyone say amazing things about the food on Avianca? Maybe maybe not, considering that I've never heard of anyone ending up in the hospital from eating the stuff either. That being said, looks like we've got some potatoes, which resemble pineapple, and a sprinkling of ham for flavor. Well, here we go. Despite being one of the blandest looking plate of eggs I've ever had the pleasure of sitting in front of, it was surprisingly decent. Although, I'm guessing that the fact that it wasn't served with a heaping pile of attitude as well had quite a lot to do with it. If I had to give it a rating, I'd say 3.5 stars out of 5. One of these days, I'm going to experience an economy class lavatory that impresses me. Today isn't that day. However, this trip to the loo was kind of neat because, well, we're 7 miles above the Amazon rainforest right now, and I just used the loo 7 miles above the Amazon rainforest. If anything, I'd like to think that I'm in a relatively smallest group of people who can say that they've actually done that. There's a little over an hour to go at this point, and I'm not exactly sure what I was hoping for by checking my watch every 5 minutes. Other than massive progress, of course. Making time go by even slower was watching our pixel-by-pixel progress on the moving map. Are we there yet? So that pretty much wraps up my first ever experience with Avianca. It was okay, I guess, with mediocre food, a decent seat, and most importantly, a cabin crew a million times more friendly than a certain Havana Coffee employee back in Buenos Aires. By the way, having an empty seat next to me on this flight made all the difference, and if you're curious about how I've been able to make that happen so many times over the past several years, I recently wrote an entire article about it over on SANspotter.com. It's stuffed full of good tips, and techniques that'll make any introverted flyer weak in the knees with excitement. Finally, after experiencing a landing hard enough to reset the video entertainment system, it's time to give a shout out to my patrons, especially to my good buddies QFS Aviation and Moment in the Sky. Links in the description below. Want to be featured in a shout out? Sign up to become a SANspotter patron, and it's just one of the many perks you'll get as a supporter of this channel. Anyway, huge thanks for watching all the way through to the end, and I hope you'll subscribe if you're not already, because I've got some videos coming up that are going to be especially good. Until then, travel safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.